Are there things you like that you really think people wouldn't think of as cool and trendy? Are there things you love that you don't tell others about for the fear of being laughed at? Things you'd call a guilty pleasure? Well, that's what I'm going to be talking about on this video. I've come to the conclusion that there's no such thing as a guilty pleasure. You either like something or you don't. And when you choose to bracket your choice by saying it's a guilty pleasure, what you're saying is that your overall taste isn't as crap as that particular thing that you're talking about. But let's get it straight right here and right now. What someone else thinks of your taste in anything is not your problem. It's theirs. I'm sure you've heard someone else say that something is their guilty pleasure. We all do it. But do you realise how silly that is? If someone looks down on you because of your taste in something, surely they're the ones that need to be more open-minded. When we say a piece of music or a film is a guilty pleasure, what you're really saying is, I like it, but please don't judge me. I've come to the decision that no longer will I call anything a guilty pleasure. I think you should too. It's time to stand tall and proud. We should have the courage of our convictions. And when saying so, we shouldn't preface it with an apology for liking something, because there's no need to. Let me give you some examples of the way I've made excuses for liking things. But before that, can you comment down below on what you would class as your guilty pleasures? And remember, it's a family show. And I'll think you're the nicest person ever if you hit that like button. Last year I decided to buy the Howard's Way box set of DVDs. I'd only ever seen the first series of it when it was on the telly back in 1986, and for all its dodgy acting, I really liked it and wanted to see the rest. In fact, had the show been more polished, it probably wouldn't have worked for me. The stories were fine, it was some of the actors who were a bit under par, but for me it was a must watch. And when I said last year that I was looking to buy the box set, people took the mickey out and said what a crap series it was, and how I was wasting my money. But it's a guilty pleasure of mine, I replied. In the same way, I love Russ Conway's Plinky Plonky piano playing. It reminds me of when I was a little boy and it holds great memories for me. I like the tunes too, but when I mention it to anyone, I always say that Russ Conway is a guilty pleasure of mine. The truth is, when I listen to his music, I don't feel guilty. I feel happy. And surely, what we like as individuals is up to us. Just because someone else doesn't like it doesn't make us wrong and them right, any more than if it were the other way round. I love a rom-com. I enjoy them and they make me feel good. I'm not a lover of war films or the James Bond type of films. Halfway through them I just get bored. But put Love Actually on and I'm as happy as Larry. And I don't see why I have to apologise for that, and neither should you. And wouldn't it be boring if we all liked the same thing? So I've decided I'm no longer making any apologies to the music police for the kinds of music I like, nor will I apologise to the film critics for my taste. I love the music I was brought up with, even though I didn't like some of it then. My dad's brass band music and the easy listening stuff he used to play did my head in. Now I love them, and I'll make no apologies for liking some novelty hit singles from the 1960s. Joe Brown's Jelly Deals will give me more pleasure than any opus from U2 will ever do. I'm not knocking them, I just like what I like. When it comes down to it, it's all down to choice, and I don't feel I should have to justify what I like to anyone, and neither should you. We all love stuff that other people would think is rubbish, but it's my rubbish. You don't have to like it. I like what I like, and I'm not going to hide it away because of what others may think. It's time to parade our unique selves and to ignore those who look down on us. It's them that have the problem, not us. Let 2023 be the year when we finally say goodbye to the term guilty pleasure, and let's finally stand tall with our heads held high. As I sing to myself the classic, "Oh, your red scarf matches your eyes." And click up there and we'll have a little chat about nostalgia.